Hi everyone, Lane here. This is the first video of the series that we're starting up. If you checked out the videos on Willie Dills' YouTube, we've been doing deck techs, different standard decks every week or two. And what we're going to do on my channel now is what we're calling upgrade. So we're basically saying, like, since the last time we played it on the stream or the YouTube, whatever you got, you can catch us with those deck techs at twitch.tv/WillieDills. And now on my channel for the upgrade, twitch.tv/Lane the Main. So what we're going to do is just take those decks that we've played before and see how it's changed in weeks past or a month now, since we started this about a month or two ago. So I'm going to do one of the traditional constructed events. We'll do this every time just to see the 5 wins. If we want to switch to the ladder, we can, but I just want to show you just how the deck works and trying to get 5 games with the sideboard in. So the one that we've gotten the most responses about was the Golos Gates deck. And when the season started, Golos Gates was one of those opening decks that, like, seeing Scapeshift, a card that was reprinted, haven't really seen play until then. And then now they've kind of dropped the whole 5-color shell and really found either like a soul tie or a Bant. I think there's even a green-blue version, but we're going to go with the one that's been putting up some really good numbers. This list itself is from Manguchi's list that they've been playing. So this is really the one that I feel like is the best one out there right now. As you can see, we still have the Scapeshift package. With like circuitous roots and different things, but now we have the Grazer as the early game, the Growth Spirals and the Hydroid Crises, just to try to get, like, of course, gain life, play a big thing. Like, this is like an alternate win con. If we ramp out, and then have another thing if we don't have Scapeshift. So Growth Spiral, just another ramp. Same with Rejuvenator, ramp with a body. And then we have Deputy Detention, because these decks have been getting so popular because of Field of the Dead. It's the way to deal with the other Field of the Dead decks. And then we got Teferi, which could also, like, if we want to get rid of a blocker or something that's really stopping our game plan, or we can flash in Scapeshift during their upkeep or their end of turn and just win with the crackback there. And then with Circuitous Root to get rid of our gates of our deck, put them in to ramp us a little bit. Sideboard Veil of Summer for either Duresses, Negates, Thought Erasers, Baffling Ends for that early game, usually Vampires. We got some Aether Gust for usually like Elementals or like Nissas, or there's so many different things that this card can hit. Sometimes I bring it in against Burn. It's according to like what list they're playing. Dovin's Veto, of course, against other Scapeshifts. Ashiok, other Scapeshifts. Plus, also, there's some Dracuseth Reanimator going around, the Grixis. Big Teferi for those longer matchups. And then Time Wipe for that aggression as well. So, with this series, we're just trying to take it to the next level of what the decks are looking like now. And this is basically what we've seen with this deck. You can tell with 5 colors, we kind of have to play some different lands to get the Field of the Dead trigger. Because when Field of the Dead enters or another land, if we control 7 or more lands with different names, we'll get a 2/2. So with Scapeshift, when we get 7 lands, we can get 1 for each because they're all triggering at the same time and they all see each other. And if we get more Field of the Deads, then it doubles. So we have some utility lands, Field of Ruin, Blast Zone, Arch. We'll go through. We'll see them in the video, and then we'll see how how it matches up against other decks. So let's go ahead and start us off here. So you can catch me streaming these videos on Thursdays, usually in the afternoons before Willie and I do the base for this video on his channel. And then, like, after that, we'll do these videos. But usually I'm only doing ones that we've covered before. So no green here. Really stops us. We have to wish into a green. If we don't get it, then our hand is very crippled. So let's mulligan. I think this hand's a lot better. And we'll put back... We don't have that turn 1 green. Let's put back the Arch. So then we can Temple here. So we'll Temple... I think we like the Thornwood Falls. Because we're at a point where we want lands, but we don't want too many, but we do, like, we want to ramp, and so we can get Scapeshift as fast as we possibly can. So this looks like Jeskai, so maybe Jeskai Super Friends. So then with that, we'll put, actually, let's put Fill of the Dead into play, because we may want that mana because of it enters the battlefield tapped. So we want to get that into play as fast as possible. And let's see if they have a Narset here or it's a fairy. Either one of those would be pretty good for them. Yep, so this is Jeskai Planeswalkers, which is, I'm fairly certain, a pretty good matchup for us. Put the tap land into play, and then we'll Growth Spiral at the end of their turn. Unless they play a Teferi, then we'll put that on the stack of Teferi. Yep, there it is. Stack of Teferi. Hollowed Fountain. They may just draw a card, or they'll just plus. Yeah. Okay. Yep. No targets because they don't want to kind of ramp me here. Because it's a May target, so they may return up to. I mean, so they don't have to. But I don't know if these lists run a lot of ways to get rid of Field of the Dead or your zombie tokens. Oh yeah, because I can't do this because of Fairy. That's a point. Let's see if that punishes us. They can get... Actually, I should have probably given them the Baffling in there, because they don't really have good targets here and they were down a land. So, usually what they could do... If I were them, maybe I should have maybe negged... Well, maybe they want to land for Sarkhan. But I think us putting some bodies out here is pretty good too. So I'm trying to Growth Spiral before, so if we get a Field of the Dead, I can just play the Field of the Dead before and then our land. And then what's good here as well is with Field of Ruin, I can hit one of their lands and then give us another land. So if it's Sarkhan here, I think we're still fine. Sandra, the big Sandra is really hard for us. Okay, so it is Sarkhan. So let's hit their open land. Because they float the blue. It may be an opt, or it may be even a... I was just wondering if they had Spell Pierce, but Spell Pierce isn't even good here. They'll probably make a dragon from Sarkhan, and then with that dragon, use the Saheeli negative to make one of the servos become a copy of the dragon to get in for 4. But we may just throw away a Grazer there. So we'll just get a Forest. And then make a dragon, or they may even attack. But if they attack, I think we have a lot of... We can get rid of a couple. I guess we can get rid of... We can attack probably Teferi. Oh, man. That's good for them. Either one was pretty good, so now they can just shock. Make a dragon here. Oh no, they're going to attack. Yep, make their servos, leave their servos back. to block. And then, man, this is pretty good right here too. Okay. Which one do we really... I guess we can get rid of... We can't even get rid of something. Let's just attack Teferi. They want chump each, and then have one go through, and then have Teferi go into one. If you're just now joining the stream, yes, my son was born. He is taking a little nap now, and then when he wakes up, or here soon, well, we'll get him back on stream. But for now, you got to deal with my pretty face. So we can get 2 more Fields of the Dead here, right? So 6 more, yeah. So let's get, what's another? I like Gain Life. Do we have any Scry lands left? Yep, we have 1. So then let's get a Shock, Blast Zone. We'll just get a Gate. If they have a Chandra here, they win the game. I get pretty easy, like just get rid of my board, attack in. Actually, do they just win through attacking anyway? My bad, OP. We'll see if they see it. Because it may just not. Yep. Yep. That's true too. I could have played the Krasis before off the mana. I just didn't know how low our life total was. Yep. Because I think we could have made a token big enough and then us like go to 1 or something. This is pretty... Gosh, it's weird because they have red and then we want... I think these are great here. I bet Teferi's pretty good. I think this hits a good bit. Okay. I think Deputy is probably fantastic here. But we'll just drop some 4s. And we'll just do it that way. Down game 1 against Jeskai Planeswalkers, and it's a deck I played for a very long time. When it first came out with War of the Spark with Sarkhan. So, yeah, that's an instant mulligan. That's pretty good. We'll get rid of Teferi. Guildgate here, since it comes into play tapped. And then we'll play the Growth Spiral. If they negate this, then I think we're, like, it's fine. Because we still have the Rejuvenator, like, we still have plays. Let's It's a pretty good play. We played that other than the Hollow Fountain, because now that we have Field of the Dead, we can just, like... Oh, yeah. Then next turn we can play Blast Zone into Root, and then get our 2 other gates with different names, so then we can trigger the Field of the Dead. Okay, and they don't have... So we need other than Selesnya. Yep. We could have got basics there, too. But I like getting the gates here, because that's the ones that, like, guarantee enter the battlefield tapped. They probably have Deafening Clarion, too. So next turn, if we get... Like, if they didn't get a land here, we can just Hallowed Fountain into... Okay. Is this a Circuitous Route? No, I mean a Clarion. Teferi. So Teferi... Bounce a token. Okay. So they're looking for the other land here, which is good for us because they're so far behind we can veto. Yeah, let's do it like this. Get a token. Attack. And then we can leave veto up, plus if we want to add to field or Blast Zone, which I think we probably do no matter what. This could be a Karn here. Oh, let's not have that Narset lingering around. We'll put 2 more counters on our Blast Zone, because 3 is a very good number for us to have. Wow, and another veto. Get in for 5. And then we can also set up with veto with, like, if they have a Sarkhan, but right now we're looking pretty. But opponent really screwed on mana here. Yeah, they'll probably scoop it up. Let's just put this to 5, just in case. Put them to 1. And then I think we're scared of like a Sandra here. Which if they do this and we get a land off Growth Spiral, then that's really good. Yep. And then we'll get rid of, we'll Growth Spiral with Blast Zone to 6, and then during our turn get rid of it unless we get a land. Yep. And now we Growth Spiral. No land. But we will definitely put that last counter on Blast Zone, or the last one to get rid of Chandra. So there we go. We'll blow it up and see what the opponent has. Yeah, sure. There's no reason not to. If they have another Sandra here or a Sarkhan, there's multiple things that they have that they could have in their hand. Yep, so Sarkhan for a dragon. And that's the game. Game 3. And we go to game 3. So bounce the dragon. That's a good one. If they have a shock here. Okay. If they had a shock here, then we could have Aether Gust it, which is like probably the best draw we could have gotten. I think that was pretty good. We'll just run it back the same. Game 3 against Jeskai Planeswalkers, Jeskai Super Friends. With them adding Chandra to it, they're probably a little favored with Clarion and stuff. But we have some token, we have some fast draws. Actually, I think this is a keep. I think Veto is giant against them. And plus, if we can just incrementally get to Field of the Dead. Maybe we should have vetoed there, because if we Teferi, like, we just get blown out. Blood Sun. Okay. That's a magic card. Let's Field of the Dead. They lose the abilities now, so it just taps. But with us having like something like Teferi, it's pretty good. I'm kind of wondering what we do. Because we can play big Teferi next turn. I just like keeping this veto up. We're not in a race. Let's field. Breeding Pool. And the next turn we have enough for a route into veto. Oh, that can't be countered. Let's see what we do here. It may just be, it's not good for us. So let's lead with this. And then we'll tuck that. And just give us a couple turns. Because what we can do... Oh man, we really need like a little Teferi here to bounce the Blood Sun. That doesn't do anything. I think we're okay with it. So, I think what they can do is when they play the Sandra, that they're going, the Sandra here, that they're going to just like try to kill Teferi straight. Let's veto that. Ouch. We need to bounce this. Poop. Because now we don't have a way to deal with Blood Sun, so we can't Fill the Dead. As you see, it takes away. They'll probably neg 3 here, get rid of Teferi. So the only way I see us coming back here is if we like get rid of Blood Sun, and then we can just keep making. Oh, that's not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 8. Aether Gusting Chandra is pretty good. But also just a big crisis, and we can actually just now chain together some big crises. I don't know if they have like a big way to deal with, like other than like a cleansing nova, which this doesn't stop that anyway. We'll take 2. That's pretty good. Wow, I think we have a really good turn here. Bounce the Blood Sun into a temple. Wow, that's really good too. Into... Let's just attack into the Sandra, just make sure there's no funny business. We don't like funny business here. And then we have enough mana to keep Aethergast up? Yep. I want to keep up the mana for Aethergast. So it looks like we've... Yep. We can't get Glacial Fortress or Hinterland Harbor. But we can get this other Field of the Dead. Not Glacial Fortress or Hinterland Harbor. And then there we go. And we'll see. Wow, that game really turned the tides there with its big crisis. Yeah, like we'll let this resolve. It really doesn't do anything anymore. It draws them a card, but with like having this much power, like they have to have like a Clarion or something. All right, so this is one of the things that we were wanting to watch out for. I think we put back Blood Sun. We'll Blast Zone here. Get 4 triggers. Having Deputy for that Blood Sun next turn is really good too. Let's just play a big Crisis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Saw 10. And it just gives us answers for the Blood Sun. We'll do it that way. And there's my son. There's my son and a Blood Sun. But it... Oh, no. It's like, do they want to get rid of the 4 tokens or do they want to get rid of the Crisis here? Wow. I'm pretty sure we're favored right now. So now I can Deputy the Blood Sun. Make 4 more tokens. And then get in with squad. Yep. And then we just had forever ways to deal with it. We had Teferis in hand, we had Blast Zones. We had ways to deal with different things are coming back. Alright. That was game 1. Or match 1. Now we're only going on the second match. I'm trying to think what we really like want to like watch out for. I think like Nexus decks is probably hard for us. Um, Maybe vampires are like mono red, some very aggressive decks, but we would just have to see. Because I think we could put out some early game. I actually think this hand's fine. Because we have the turn 1 Grazer into the turn 2 like Growth Spiral. So as long as we get some lands here, we should be pretty good. And we're going to be looking at quite a bit of lands. And putting out the Grazer early on, against some like aggressive decks. This probably is Feather, yeah. Oh, perfect. Yep, we just needed a land there. Because I think we're going to block no matter what. The Field of the Dead does come into play tap, but I would rather guarantee a land than try to wait, like, be picky. Because what we can do is, next turn Field of the Dead, offer the trade up here. Maybe we take it one time. I think we take it one time. So we take this, trade next turn, and then we can, like, Deputy. And we can Deputy the Adanto. So we'll get Selesnya and Azorius Guild Gates. I think this for one's pretty good here. Maybe it would have been later, like, good to wait, but we're getting so low, and they're putting out big aggressive things. So if we can get 6 and just hit both, that'd be sweet. But more than likely, they'll have, like, a God's Willing or something in hand. Grazer's really good here, too, just to chump block a Feather. A lot of times they forget that it has reach. So here we definitely will chump block here. Okay, that's why we played the Grazer, or played the Krasis, just to chump block the damage. I was gonna say for that. Let's just go for the Deputy here. If not, we'll still have a blocker. They can react to the trigger. They don't have to react to the cast. See what I'm targeting first. We'll get rid of this. Because if they do 2 damage, if they Reckless Rage, then they have to pay the 4 life. I just really wanted to get rid of like the bigger one. Okay. So what's funny here is I'll absorb more damage from here. Let them get back the 10th Street, and then we'll Deputy the other 10th Street to get rid of both next turn. If they would have had the removal or something, they would have done it last time. Or like the God's Willing. But they could have also drawn it. Next turn we'll Rejuvenator to put down another body. That's what we're trying to do. I think we're just trying to... Actually, I think it's Circuitous route to get Selesnya and Azorius Guild Gate just to make blockers to put out. Because I think that's where we are. We could also get basics off route too. Wow. Yeah, we'll take it. And it's good to put out 2 blockers just in case they'd be able to get rid of one. So we want to do this first. To get the Azorius and Selesnya Guild Gate. And then it'll trigger off the temple because it will be the next land, so then we'll end up getting another 2/2. And plus this is also very good if they have a removal spell for the deputy. But if they don't, then we're looking good. Yeah. We'll tech. Okay, that's pretty good. Because we'll always have guys to throw ahead, so they will we'll have to pay the 4. That's pretty good. Because I think we can play everything out of our hand. Yep. So let's see if this can get us another Field of the Dead first. So we'll lead off with this. Not Field of the Dead, but Field of Ruin. We'll get the Grow or the Cove here to gain us a life. Get another one. Let's just do these. I don't think these lists are playing shock, so we can go ahead and try to get in for some damage. Yep. So they can block. Okay. And that'll seal it up. So they'll chump block probably the Rejuvenator. They don't have to pay the 4 life. Oh, and then they're still. Oh yeah, this is lethal. Okay, so they do play shock. Then they must have drawn it now because last turn they could have shocked and block. There's that God's Willing we talked about. We'll just draw a card real fast because we can. There's nothing really we behind right now at all. Oh, the Blast Stone's really good. Yep, and then now we play the... Oh yeah, I forgot that was our turn. That's fine. I thought it was theirs. For whatever reason. But it doesn't matter. Hold on. We'll do this for 5. Yep, and we'll just block here. Block with both, just in case. No reason not to. Yep. They don't really play board wipes. But they play Clarion. That's pretty good. That's in the main. Wow. Well, this Crisis will seal it on up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We'll shock that in just so we can also get the grazer out here too. But there's nothing really they can get. And the grazer make another blocker. Like, I think it shows the power level of the Krasis. Yep. All right. On the sideboard, I think this is like we know a lot of their lists. Clarion in the main's kind of new, but I think it is definitely our Aether Gust here. Definitely the Baffling Ins. Do we want Time Wipe? I don't think we do. They don't really play. Veto, I don't think we need here. Because Veto, like, it would be removal or like a Clarion, but I think this is everything we need here. Rejuvenator's pretty bad here. Growth Spiral. Let's do it this way. Because I like the forbs we have. Because they help against the deck. And one is just our win con. I can see us also cutting a land with sideboarding. But it'd have to, like, it just depends. Oh man, this game's great. I don't know. Maybe Twitch chat can figure out what we'll have for dinner. Maybe it's just that it'll be like that Taco Bell fiasco from a few months ago. Deputy is really good here. Is this a Dreadhorde? An Alpine Moon. Maybe we'll wait on Deputy until we have... Actually, we can also just Blast Zone here. Does it just take away? It loses all abilities. What is Blast Zone here? We'll see if they play something we need to get rid of. But now just having Blast Zone always just there to get rid of the Alpine Moon. These are the silver bullet cards that I'm very wary against because sometimes people will keep like bad hands just because they have a card like this. And I think this helps. I think we deputy the 10th Street here. But I'm wondering what they're trying to do. Are they trying to pump or leave up protection? Maybe it's better than to move the Blast Zone to 2. Because we can deputy this pretty easy. But a board wipe, they can't really protect from that. Oh, and also that's a pretty good draw. We don't need another land. It was a good draw because we needed a land to come into play tapped because we didn't really need the other ones. And now we can just move the Blast Zone to 2 and then get rid of this on our turn. And sometimes they'll miss it. Sometimes people will miss it because the only other creature they play that's not 2 is Feather sometimes. Maybe, or no, Feather all the time. Aurelia is one that... Okay, so now they just don't see it. Like I said, sometimes they just don't. Attacking with 10th Street here. Maybe they go ahead and just throw some pump spells at it since they have the Dreadhorde. Okay. add the one counter. Oh. Did they see their mistake? Oh, there it is. And then we'll go ahead and field. Yeah, because so growth spiral into land into blast zone. Let's do that. Like, I don't care to do this during their turn. Like, it just hinders them from playing stuff. Because if we do it now, then they can just, like, on their turn, play their other 2-drops. Another Alpine Moon. So we kind of have to do it on the stack of that Alpine Moon. And then the Deputy can snatch both up. Because Deputy will hit each one with the same name. And since these Alpine Moons are the same. Oh, indestructible. Okay. I wonder what they name here then. Maybe another blast zone? Yeah. Wow. So we'll Deputy the Alpine Moons, leading up the Aether Gust. Wow. Just firing it off. I think actually we just tuck that away. And then we Deputy their Alpine Moons like the plan. Wow. Take both of these. I think, let's see the play here. I think we just secure this route now. Put up some blockers, and then we have a growth spiral. We don't have any gates, so we'll just get 2 gates. Is the kitty cat getting in the way? We'll go ahead into attack. We're not going to block with it. Like, there's no reason to. This is another game I think just big Hydroid Crisis is. We'll seal it up. Does this have indestructible or anything? Oh, I'll send both. I'm not in a hurry. They're not in a hurry. Nothing's really going on. Maybe they didn't think we would double block here. They could shock one. God's willing for black. Okay. If they would have done that pre-combat, named black, and then got in, if they drew another one like that, then they would have won the game next turn. But I think big old Crace boy seals it up. If we would have got a Field of the Dead there, maybe off the Hydra Crisis, we should have waited. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because if we get a Field of the Dead here, we could have got another token, but right now I think everything is going peachy keen. Sweet, never punished. Yep, Reckless Mage get their Alpine Moons back, and then we have the backup Deputy. So next turn, we'll Deputy the Alpine Moons, Deputy, and then we'll Teferi the 10th District, and then that's probably going to seal it up there. Yep. And I'll block with the token. Since more than likely, they'll probably concede with the Deputy and the Teferi. But Deputy is pretty good. I know my responsibility. Boop. I'll draw a land to see if we can get the Field of the Dead like we talked about. Touch. And this just about seals it up. According to what their next draw is, the game more than likely is over. We're holding on to the Crisis because we don't need the blocker, and we just want like a big Crisis next turn. Because even if they find a way to deal with the Deputy and then renaming the Field of the Dead, then just having a big Crisis really works out. Yep. 2-0 with Seth Manfield's Scapeshift. Actually, no. I'm sorry. This is not Manfield's list. This is Mangucci's list. This is a Mangucci's list he posted on Twitter. Seth Manfield's list is the Sultai version, which we tried out with Massacre Girl, and that was early on stream. And it was okay, but I think is it better than the Bant deck? I think the Bant is just has so much power to it. Cutting the white for Teferi and Deputy is just not something I'm looking. I just want to see if the power level is better with Massacre Girl and like Death Sprout and different things. But I think Bant right now is the way to go, as seen by like the numbers putting up. But everything could change. Like there could just be a meta shift and then everything's different. We're done with the second can of formula? Yeah. And we've had it how long? We didn't. Yes. Oh man, I was muted that whole time. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna look like an idiot. What I was saying is one, we died. Two, they don't really bring in sideboard hate for like the tokens. Like there's not really. I think they have they have the legions. They have the legions in to get rid of all of our things. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I was muted there the whole time. Don't laugh at me, wife. We'll throw up the tea garden. Then growth spiral into breeding pool. Into if we get a land route, since we have the Scapeshift in hand. Ooh. If not, then we have the Elvish Rejuvenator. Actually, I think Teferi's better here. Is Teferi better here? I think this is better here. And so now we have 6. And now with 6 is next turn we have Rejuvenator plus Teferi bouncing the Adonto. Sorin, so they'll Sorin put a counter on. Oh no, they'll put Sanctum Secret. That's actually pretty good. So we don't want to bounce the champion for them to... Actually, they can't cast the champion. So I think that's a good play. And then with the Rejuvenator, it makes them actually... Yeah, I still think this is the better play. Wow. Never mind. Buy a Rejuvenator. Hello, Baffling End. And the next turn, like, our hands... This hand's really good. Oh, so they do... Okay. Putting Gideon Blackblade. That's a sideboard card. For them, usually. Plus... I think we have 6... 7... This finds this one. We'll Teferi at their... Teferi and then have Scapeshift at their instep. Yeah. So they can't even use their removal. You over there talking about baby gas? Block. I'm talking about baby toots during the video. You're fine. I was joking. I always think like it's like people would judge me for this, that, and the other, but I'm like, it's my thing. Like it's, I can do what I want. All right, they'll go to instep. Oh, I only have 3 mana. Got me. No, so that's the one thing they talk about is the cat on here sounds so realistic. The cat on here sounds so realistic. It's a thing. This basically tells them, like, I have Scapeshift. I'll fire it off during their attack. Yep. Will they get rid of Teferi here? Just straight up blow up Gideon for it? Or I think like their attacking is better. Are they gonna give this indestructible? Or vigilance? Pass to attackers. They attack with everything, right? Probably Gideon into Teferi and then these two at me. Not our child that's over there. Boom, 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 boom. No, almost missed it. So we get all 4 of these. Oh no. Time against the clock. Is there like yeah. If they have the removal for it here in the second main phase, maybe we should just taken it. I think we should just taken it. Because if they have the removal, that'd be bad. But like, at least we have more targets. But it's like a 2-of in their deck. Let all the triggers resolve. They may be doing that. And then gain life. And actually, I think that's fine. Does this prevent all non-combat damage? All damage. Okay. I'm gonna make them have to pay the 4. They're gonna gain 6, but whatever. Alright, if they have that Legion thingy. Ah, that one. Oh. Yeah, we should have just taken the damage. Make 4 dudes. Elvis Rejuvenator. More than likely whiff. Oh, we didn't. This is like, since it's so late in the game, like they have that one removal, but then everything else we're doing pretty good. Let me put Champion into play here. We'll see. We still have the targets for root. We still have the basic lands. So they need a land and the Legion card. This card, Legion's End. They just stone getting rid of Teferi. If they attack here, they have it. If they don't have it. I think I'm okay with just taking 10. Can I get this to 5? No. I can get this to 3. So we'll just go ahead and do this. Get the last 2 lands that we knew about. I think we still got it. So they can block 1. Yeah, this is 30. We'll put this on just in case they have something like a removal. But this is sorcery speed. Let's send this to game 3. Take 31 here. Game 2 or game 3? Wow, I think this sounds great. Temple Garden into Island. Wow, that was a great draw too. Into Growth Spiral, into either Circuitous Route or Deputy. We'll see. I think we don't have to worry yet. If they have like a Lord next turn, like the Legion's Lieutenant. Is that what's called, right? Yeah. I really think these decks maybe could sneak in like a 1 or 2 of Field of the Dead. Because I really think it makes their matchup a lot better. But I don't know how much mana they need early on, like colored wise, and I think they need a lot. Oh, Field. Maybe it was a Simic Guild Gate there. Oh wow. Our deputy went from, oh my gosh. Holy moly. I was gonna say our deputy went to, okay, 2 Sky Marchers will block the Danto, to now like getting rid of, holy moly. They may have the Legion's Lieutenant here to buff. If they have a Sorin, yeah. So I'll just take 6 here. And having the other deputy and then like a Grazer to block. This is, I would scoop if I were them on this part. I'm good. Wow. Singam Seeker can get him back into it, but we have the win soon. And then, yeah, I'd probably just like... Yeah, and we have so many bodies. So as long as they, like next turn, I think we can Scapeshift for a bunch. We'll get some Gain Life lands too, if they attack with a Sanctum Seeker. Excuse me. We'll throw a Grazer at it. If we get a counter spell or something here, I don't think we brought him in. That'd be pretty good. So how many lanes we have? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A root would be amazing here. Us to be able to get all of the Field of Deads. Knight. They'll probably sack the Knight to get rid of the Deputy here. But which one? Probably the Adonto Vanguard one. Oh wow. Yep. Pay for it, trigger the... Yep. And then it shows me that they don't have the Legion's End in their hand. We can get some Gain Life lands here too, would be great. We got 8, so we can get 2 more fields. Where's... We get a temple. We get the blast zone. There's one. There's one. There's the other. Oh. And then... What to get? Probably the arch. So if they get another Sanctum Seeker, I think we're dead here. But most of us only play the 2. Unless we got all 3 of the Gain Life lands. We did. Okay. Then... Oh, no, so other Sanctum Seeker, and then Sorin throw a Vampire at our face? Yeah, that's fine. So let's see off the top. So one of two cards does it. Either Legion's End or another Sanctum Seeker. I think just those two cards. I'm trying to think of like other things that would be in their list. Let's throw everything at everything. That kind of proves to me they have nothing. That's why I like super blocked there the way I did. And then we have the damage. And we throw that good game at him. Okay, and then so that was win number 3. We have 2 more. All right, match number 4. Another great hand. We could have done without one of the Scapeshifts, but I think just early game Growth Spiral, we can draw. Like, we have so many draws here. Unless they're like a super aggressive deck on the play as well. Very good time. Maybe another Feather deck. We'll just see. They could be another Jeskai Planeswalkers list. Okay, more and more looking like Feather, yep. Which, main board, I think they had main board Clarion last time. Very good draw. Maybe one of the best draws we could have had there. Get the breeding pool. Because what happens here is we can block now. Actually, I'm probably not going to block this turn. So we can Secutor's Root, and because more than likely they'll do something big. Oh, this is Naya Feather. Okay. I'll take this. We'll root here. And then we'll block next turn, and then see what they have. Green means they have the Season of Growth, which was on my honorable mentions list when I was on the Destroy Target Permanent podcast a few weeks ago for reviewing the Core Set 2020 cards. And then Giant Growth as well, I think, is one they're playing. This is when a Grazer would be good, just to the Grazer throw in front of the Feather. There's the Season of Growth. Oh, there we go. Actually, I think we root here. and then Scapeshift, and then with a really big Crisis next turn. Because I think with the green, they more than likely don't have the main board Clarion. So we have 10, so we can get all 4 of these. Now let's get the Blast Zone, the Tranquil Cove, Temple. We'll do it this way. Give 43 to Deuce. Next turn we can Crisis for 8. But there is a possibility they can just win next turn. But we have the blocking for the 10th Street now. That's fine. Like, whatever that was. Like, maybe we should have tucked it to get to the land. Just in case they get rid of everything here. Yep. So we'll bring in those Aether Gusts, the Baffling Inns. And I think that's all we brought in last time, too. But now, what to take out? Gosh, what did we take out last time? We'll take out 1 Deputy, because they usually don't play more than 1 of one thing that's out. Take out a Crisis. I think we'll do it this way. Actually, we'll take out a Growth Spiral for the root. How's our child? Yes. No, I'm asking everyone else. How is my child? Yes, I'm asking you. This hand's incredible. Thank you. Having Baffling End and Deputy, like, ooh. Maybe, I think Temple's the better play here, just to look at our draw. Man, I think we need to get that out of here. I really wanted it. They're just gonna play Feather straight on 3 like a crazy person? They're mad! Poke. Feel the dead. And if they play like a ground creature next turn, we'll throw out the Rejuvenator. If they don't play anything, we'll just root. Even if they play a ground creature, we still may just root. Spellbreaker, that's another reason they played green. It's like a Deputy target. Play that Breeding Pool. And now at the time they have to get rid of our stuff, and then when they're trying to do that, we'll just try to like advance our game. Oh, looks like they may be going all in on that Paradise Druid. Both Paradise Druids. If we play this, we get the root triggers off both. Come on. There we go. And next turn we'll just play a really big Crisis. Lieutenant. Or 10th Street. We'll block here. Domry's Ambush. That's pretty good. And it is probably just a big crisis next turn. We'll double block either the 10th Street or the Garrick or the Growl Spellbreaker. But if that one card's like one protection spell, it may just be a blowout. There it is. Why didn't they do that? Never mind. Let's double block the Spellbreaker here. This one and then one more. Because this series we're doing 5 matches, or if I lose 2 in a row. And I have not lost one. No. Oh my gosh. Alright, we have to draw a Scapeshift next turn. Because the tides have turned. The tides have turned. How the turntables. Why wouldn't you attack with this too? Oh man. Speaking of poop, I drew the card I wanted and it all poop. Ew. Whiff. Ooh. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm okay with just doing the whole squad. Let's just do the full ripperoni. So we'll do field, gain life, blast zone, blossoming, this, and this. And the fan. We want the gain life just because, like, if it may matter in the incremental damage. And just putting 34 straight power on the board is insanely good too. Oh wow. I will throw all the tokens imaginable at this thing. Or just one. It may just be one. Oh, I'm like, oh, they have no cards left in the hand. If this is God's willing, and they can just chain together some things. I think that's what they're doing. I think they're trying to train some. Do they have like another Spellbreaker, or if they have like more mana? Oh yeah. Okay, like if it's God's willing here, a Defiant Strike. Okay. So I've played land for turn. We'll just chump block. Or I can be crazy and just throw everything at everything. Oh. Let's get loco. And there we go. I would have done the attack too, just in case like there was like if like for some reason I just clicked out of like habit. Alright. Going to match 5. Currently 4-0 with Bant Scapeshift. Alright, last match. And start off with a mulligan. This hand's a lot better. So the Guild Getaway. I know we may not have the mana for root right on time. But yeah, that's what I was able to say too. Is like we run so much that usually we have everything we need at the right. Like we have so much mana that we're probably gonna draw one. This could be either a Mardu Vampires or like a Mardu Aristocrats. Which is good too, because we have the root with the Field of the Dead now. Oh, this is different.
I think that was why he was so fussy, because he had the root.
Oh gosh. They want to throw something at the 10th Street to make it bigger, that's fine. The Defiance right, make it 4, yeah. I take 1 extra damage than I should have. Well, then they would have just... Nah, would they have done that? Probably not. Actually... Yeah, we need to do this now. Because I thought we were able to activate the Fields of the Dead, but we aren't yet. So I'll go ahead and do this, and then play the second field next turn into the roots. Into the Securus root, making 4 tokens instead of just 2. Actually, we'll be able to make more. Or no? No. So this, it looks like Feather with splashing black. So we'll do the other Field of the Dead into the root.
Oh Lord, I just like, what is that now? Okay. Just a minute,
You want me to go get you a bottle?
if you will.
Yeah. Lyra! I think we're dead. Just attack out. Game 2. This deck's good. That deck's fun. So let's add... Well, it's weird because we don't want to do the Aether Gust here. Or do we? I think we still do Aether Gust. We'll do Time Wipes. Do I want Teferi? I think if we deal with everything before Lyra, we're fine. So let's just drop the Crasises. Let's drop a Growth Spiral and a Root. And then that looks fine. Game 2 against either Mardu Angels or like a Mardu Angels with Feather in it. It's what I've been talking about all day. I think the problem is like maybe I think it's too hard to cast and it's not, but that's just me. Because I think it was TCG. There was a TCG article that talked about like if you think something's too hard to cast, it isn't. This is very good if we get like one, maybe like one or two lands. If we get two lands, we're great. One land, we're doing really well. Because having the Grazer with the Baffling End leading to a turn 3 to Fairy is just a duress. What do they take here? Probably Baffling End. Because the Fairy, they just can replay the thing, like Baffling End just can Stone Cold just get rid of their thing. Yep. Oh, we didn't get the land. Attack to show that we're desperate. Deputy is good though. One blue land or two non. There we go. Uptick.
That's more like it.
If they play like land and Bedevil, like getting rid of Teferi, that's fine. But I don't think that list like, because where they're playing like the Feather package. This is a Kalia. Blood Sun. Yep, we keep seeing those Blood Suns. But we have this Teferi. So let's... They're going to replay it, but I want it for the draw a card, not for the... Okay. Because I'm just trying to draw land for Root, since we have the Teferi and the Deputy backup. And 2 time wipes is so good. We just need to draw some lands. Which our deck is almost half of. We'll do a deck review at the end. Feather. Okay. Leaving up God's Willing? Never mind. There's the land. Since I wanted to get that Reckless Rage. Well, since I get it back, I see why they did it, but... More than likely, we're going to secure this route next turn no matter what. Noxus Grasp, my Deputy. Just a draw a card. Getting both back. Huh. I think it's good to just do this. Let's get 2 gates. I think bouncing with Teferi here is the right idea. Ooh, that's good. Probably Feather and Blood Sun here, or if they want to like Feather, like Strike. Yeah. So I have 5. If I get a land, 6. Okay. Maybe next turn I'll bounce the Blood Sun. Excuse me. Yeah. So So it's definitely...
Right on schedule.
bounce.
Don't worry, I got you.
Oh, did the auto tapper get me? The auto tapper got me. Not too bad, but they know this time wipe. They're gonna Blood Sun Feather with protection up. Like Blood Sun Feather, Reckless Rage, a token. Now Aether Gust the Blood Sun away into a Scapeshift. Yep, that's what I think. I think they've been leaving shields down too much. Like they've been very shields down. Actually, we'll just do everything during their turn.
I've got time.
Because I can Aether Gust at their instep into the Scapeshift. And for some reason, if they get like crazy, then we can time wipe, but I don't think that'll come to. Maybe we should have threw out that Grazer. I just didn't think about it because I think we're so favored right now. Unless they play, what's the, like, there's a 3-mana double strike. They would still have to play like a couple things. Getting rid of the Teferi.
I suppose that's how it was meant to happen.
So like I said, we're gonna Aether Gust in step with Scapeshift because the Teferi, even though it died, it still has the ability for the turn. So I can play any of my instant sorceries. I can cast spells as sorcery spells if they have flash. So yep, we'll do this on the stack. They can play Flame Sweep too. That's something that we saw get rid of a lot of things. Blast Zone for sure. I think Fill the Dead here is fine too. Maybe we should get a Temple. But I like having Field just for like that extra token at their instep. If they have a Flame Sweep here, they'll do it at the end. But more than likely, like I don't know what else they could have. Yep, game 3. I think them having Blood Sun really doesn't change anything. Maybe since they do have that, we bring in Teferi now. We'll do Teferi over time wipe. Since there's such a different list, there's nothing like we can really go off of about like their list. So maybe Teferi is better to get rid of like their big things. Like game 1, we just saw so many bodies. Oh, excuse me. Is he... I think this thing's great. It has the ramp, it has the early game blocker, and it has the wing con. Oh, son. We'll do this together, son. Yeah, we don't need that land now. For everyone that just wanted to see the baby. Because there was a few of you. Alright, perfect blocker for this. Ooh. I don't know. We can't just root next turn. It's according to if they blood sun. Just firing it off. If they fire off that Defiant Strike here, then we're just gonna... Well, I think Baffling In would be really good. I think people get so... Not impatient. They're so rushed. And I think Magic's a game of, like, just take it a little easy. Take it... But maybe they just don't have the protection there. Let's see what's on top. Yeah, we don't need it. One eye open. Ooh. They probably take the wood. Wood. Boom, boom. Maybe I should take basics there. Alright. Ooh. So probably either duress or they have like something to deal with the board. But I'm gonna go for it no matter what. Yeah, there it is. Blood Sun. So we have Teferis, we have Deputies, we have Big Teferi, we have like 8 or 9 answers. Will they duress here? Oh, I think duress would be sweet. Yeah. What to do here? Let's just root because we have it. And we should get the planes because... Oh, wait, we don't trigger field no matter what. Never mind. Defiant Strike here. Yeah. Which is fine. Like, they may be more all in because they don't think like Blood Sun can be bounced. Blast In would be another good draw, like Blast In on 2. To get rid of these. Alright, we have to do something, right? Meow. That's not it. It's not even show them Aether Gust. Oh no, they won. Never mind. First loss of the day. We got one more match. No matter what, we're either going to go undefeated, or we're either going to get all the wins, or we get that final loss. Their deck was really good. It was a different idea, putting black in Feather. They had Lyra in the main deck, and then getting Duress off Dreadhorde Arcanist is really, really good. I think it's a That's the thing we always talk about is that better than just a red white feather, or even Naya feather? Is it, son? Is it? Let's see if we can get this win, or do we lose 2 in a row? Final match is against... Is this Seal? I didn't even notice that the green screen got messed up. I think this hand's not the best. This hand's pretty good. The green screen got messed up. I don't know. I'll fix it later. It just may have been. It looks like it was just like the focus, which is fine. Let's scry. This thing got a lot better. You don't need that. You get like a 3-drop, like a Rejuvenate or a Fairy. Son, I gotta take a picture of you because you're being super cute. Play the Arch. This may be the mirror match. If so, we're doing pretty well. This is where like Field of the Ruin would be really good early on. Turn too late. Let's get a forest and a gate.
The moon. I think you will find my notes helpful.
So Tammy, this makes me think it's more Nexus. This makes me think it's Nexus 2. That makes me think it's Nexus. Which this draw was really good. Because now they just have to have like root snares after root snares. Oh, I thought that was a spell pierce. I'm like, oh gosh, they got me. So 8 to. I don't really care about life. Oh gosh, that was very dark. I guess we'll grab that. Because if we get a root, I want to be able to get some gates. Let's get Field. First search for Escanta. And we'll just get a shot clan. Okay, let's see if they have it. If they do like land, wilderness reclamation into search for Escanta, and then with the wilderness reclamation on tap, like have a root snare for my turn. That'd be like the best thing they could have. Okay. The lane would have to have been untapped.
To the library.
Okay. There is the wilderness. And then they have enough for Nexus. Okay.
Let me aid your research.
We'll just do this. It was bugging me. It was bugging me. Yeah, son. I know. Wow, we turned around and this game went crazy. Are we dead? Oh. Root snare? Okay, so they kind of have to win now, because we're gonna put Blast Zone. We're gonna put Blast Zone to 4, so then on our turn we can get rid of their Tameo and their Wilderness, and actually, hold on, can we do this? So we need. So if we tap this, tap in here, having 1, no. I'd much rather have the Blast Zone be able to get rid of all these than get rid of the Escanta. Yeah, he's fine. There's the Nexus.
I noted this somewhere.
Well, they want another Wilderness Reclamation. Dismissal popping back the Grazer. This is where their deck starts to like. That's their win con. Is like just making this token huge. Sometimes it's a Hydroid Crisis. Son, what's going on? I'll have to put you down low where no one can see you. Maybe it's good just to get rid of this. Because if we get to our turn, then we can just, like, get rid of the stuff anyway. Like, we can just attack and they have to have the root. But this helps, like, them from, like, digging.
Save $5 on Similar app.
And this gives us tokens, too. And then let's see if they can get the root snare here. This doesn't do anything on 3. Let's just draw some cards. Oh, that's a big one. If we can get like another one or like... They'll probably draw Chemist's Insight. Oh, it's their other turn. Oh, man. Getting it's in my turn and it got me. Hi, son. We'll just put this, and then I'll just let him roll. Yeah, I went 4-0 so far in this league, and then I lost my last match, and then with the so this is either going to be our second loss, and then we went 4-2, 4-1-1, or 4-2, and then lost the last, or this is going to be our last win. Oh, see, he doesn't like that, James. You brought that up. My baby doesn't like it. Thank you. Like, I think they still need either, like, root snare or, root snares or nexuses, and there's the nexus. You know what? We're locked out of this game. With Escantas, they have Escanta they can activate 3 times off the Wilderness Reclamation, plus the Tameo to try to dig 2. He doesn't. He doesn't accept losers like me. We have to win, Gideon. I think Aether Gust is still really good here. Maybe Big Teferi's too slow. Krasis is definitely too slow. Let's cut like this. Game 2. Final match of the day. Gideon and I will do a deck review after. To see what we thought. Changes we would make. Isn't that right, Gideon? I wonder how my opponent's sideboarding. Oh my gosh. They're going forever. There we go. I think their deck's really hard to sideboard because you don't know like what key pieces to take out. Hand's great. Against them, against anyone else's hand would be awful. But since this has Veto into Teferi, which Teferi basically just like stops them, and then it'll probably be Teferi into Veto and just having cards, just being able to like with this like draw maybe, but like I think that'll lock him out. It's just a growth spiral here. Let's see. Yep. See, a lot of the decks know like that we play 4 Teferis, so having that negate is very good for them. But now we'll play this so we can growth spiral and Dovin's Veto. Child, take the pacifier. Child. He's good. And he spits it out. Boom, boom, boom. What are they trying to blast, though? Oh, Teferi. That makes sense. Oh, my. I think this is where Fill the Dead, like, incrementally will do... Oh, my gosh. Oh, me. Oh, my. Oh. Oh. You good, son? Putting that third card counter on it just for Teferi. I'm anxious to see what the rest of their hand is. Oh gosh, son. Actually, don't want to get rid of the arch. Oh crap. Do I even want... I think it's okay. Because they can't, like... They won't be able to Nexus and Wilderness next turn. Oh, did we not get double green? Okay. There we go. Actually... Blue... White, green, green, blue. There we go. Yep, and then we have the veto. Okay, and if they have if they have the other negate like they did, that's fine. Then now we just like slowly but surely outvalue them just by playing these lands. And then we're just incrementally getting 2/2s. Tameo. Okay. They probably get back negate. Okay. Or they're wanting to go more of the combo. Have we seen 3 negates? Wow. So let's arch. Let's just go for the head. This is how we're going to win this matchup, is just slowly but surely getting them. You're like peeking through, son. Let's bring you up. Yeah, you're good. Alright. We'll fire this off. And we still have enough for the arch. What would they name here? Just another wilderness? I don't know. Search. I think we really got to get the Timmy off the board now.
Do not harm my scrolls.
I didn't care to attack them last turn, because like the Timmy would have went to 1 anyway. But we still have arch now. They may just return like Wilderness here. I think that's a very good play. Is that a misclick?
Should be discarded.
Oh, they have it, and then they have enough to Nexus. But they don't have like an engine going. So let's arch. Well. Oh, they don't have the Nexus. Like, I want to sack everything that's not the arch. You gonna flashback that chemistry's insight or the jump start? Okay. I know, son. Let's see if they have it. You're as anxious as me. So let's get... Why is it not organized? What if I mess up? Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. That clock better not go. I'm waiting on your triggers to resolve. And then we'll deputy the wilderness. Oh, the timer's going, Gideon! Okay, never mind. It's a going that's second in between, you see it like jumping. I don't care, I'm attacking with a grazer. Alright. Pass. Oh. Nifty. They're digging. There's a foot. They're not having search and Tameo. There's the Tameo. I gotta name Nexus of Fate here. Unless they already have a Nexus, then they name Search for Iskanta. And they didn't hit the search. Which means, Gideon, they have another Nexus of Fate. They're out of Nexus. The same. If they're out of Nexuses, then they'll name Nexus. If they have one, then they'll name Search. They may just draw cards off Memorial. Nissa.
Protect the virtue of this world. Rise, my elemental friend.
Wow, tap their island. Alright. They should probably do that in our upkeep. Just in case we get a counterspell for Root Snare. But we can arch and then still have. Let's see if we have it. They're digging. They may just have drawn like an existence. Oh. Let's see. 31 2/2s. They should have done it in the upkeep. All tapped out here. Game 3. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think that's when you do it in the upkeep. Just to make sure that so they don't draw something like that. Run it back. Oh, thanks, man. Talk to you later. I'll be on later tonight. Doing the video series on Willie's channel. I'll talk to you later. Send me more messages about how like the setup's going. I think this hand's great. Having Teferi, like we talked about, is something they have to have the negate for. Or they're... This is a very bad time. Ooh. Maybe we wait till like a turn 5 to Fairy where we have the counter spell. Because I think that's a card that just beats them. So maybe that, like, since we have the counter spell for it. I think that's a smarter play. What do you think, Gideon? Oh, I didn't do that. Oh, man. Oops. We'll deputy this.
Let me aid your research.
Play the breeding pool here. The next turn, we'll do the Teferi with the counter magic we talked about. Because maybe, like, that's why we didn't, like, maybe it's good we didn't veto the Tameo, or, like, even have the ability to. Okay. I know, Gideon. I'm in suspense, too. Let's see. Oh, no, they just let it resolved. Dope. Let's bounce this search. Gideon. I think that about does it. They have the blast zone. So maybe that's... Yeah, and then they can just activate the blast zone, getting the... Oh no, they have to get an extra. Okay. Which is fine. Okay, so now they have to take this out next turn to just... Okay, so they're playing the search. And they have to put a counter on the blast zone. Baby stream. Let's throw the arch out there. Let's go ahead and do this. Maximizes our mana, leaving the counter open, as well as getting us ready for a Scapeshift. Which they're just gonna blast zone their next turn, which is like we've really like hindered them on mana for a while, which is good. Yeah, just firing it off the bat. so they can do stuff during our turn. Well, I guess they could have also done that during our turn. They could have the wilderness reclamation here. Naming, they could name wilderness reclamation. Yeah. No, we're good.
You didn't yell for me, did you?
No. So we have 5, 6. Okay, we don't have enough. Oh no, we did, and they hit it. Let's just go ahead and do it. All shields down. Wow. And then let's rejuvenate her. If we hit Fell to the Dead, that would be pretty sweet. Boom. We can tell the future. Hmm? Yeah.
Seek and find.
Oh man, they didn't hit the wilderness that time. Why? Okay. They just... That's fine. Did they draw the... Okay. They have the counterspell here. Maybe I should have played the other Field of the Dead. That's fine. Blast Zone. Blast Zone and Field of Ruin would be really good in this matchup. I'm glad they're... the Field of the Ruin to deal with the Escanta. Alright, this is going to change the game. Who gets it or who doesn't? They either have like they have the Escanta, so they have to hit a wilderness. They got some draws at it, but they also have to have the mana for a Nexus as well. That's a really good draw. Because I think what's going to happen is if they just go for the Root Snare and they don't do it in our upkeep like last time, then we can just Aether Gust it. But now they have draw spells, so maybe it's a little different. Because they can just put it on top and then draw it again.
I think you will find my
Wilderness Reclamation. And they got one. How many Nexus is there? I think now they're trying to hit a Nexus. Do they have the mana for it still? Nope. So even if they hit it here, okay. Alright, let's see what happens. Let's see if they Root Snare, if they see the... Okay. While they're doing that, let's get rid of their Escanta. No, we'll put some counters on our turn, or during their turn we'll put counters. With the Tammy on the Wilderness Reclamation and the one in their hand too. Add the 3. Pass to them. Let's see if this is the deciding. I think they have it. But I think this time I'm going to make them do it. What? Are you seeing him just spit this out?
To the library.
Son, you can't do this to me.
Funny from this angle.
Because you just see the top of his head and just like a pacifier come out. There's a Nexus. They have multiple activations to search, so they gotta find, but like they can dig so far for, yeah, I think it's just like they can find a Nexus no matter what. But I'm gonna make them do it.
I have learned much from my ancestors.
Nissa.
I protect that which cannot protect itself. Be wary of that.
Then I get like 3 different Ascanta triggers. There's one Nexus. Actually, I think because they have Nissa, I think that wins them the game. If they get another Nexus, we'll concede. And there it is. Yep. We won't drag it on. I thought we would, but like since they have the win con. Well, we won the first 4 straight, and then we lost the last 2. We'll claim our prize. Wah, wah, wah. Still really good though. Well, alright, that does it for the series today. We're going over the upgraded of the Golos 5-color Scapeshift that we saw. Let's see. Let me take myself out of the way. So what's going on is I think this deck's incredible. It's been putting up amazing numbers. I think the addition of the Arch and the Blast, or the Field of Ruin and the Blast Zone are incredible. The 4 Deputy I think is the correct number. I think Ashiok never helped us really. Like, we didn't play against the mirror at all. I think that's the one card we never sideboarded. Veil was okay. I think this is one of the best decks in the format. But like you saw, it's insanely hard to pilot. So if you're down to do that, that's what I would recommend. So thank you for tuning in the first episode of the series. I'll see you guys next time.